Experience the epic series that the world is watching and raving about. Catch up or relive the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones, now on HBO On Demand, and watch back-to-back episodes anytime on your schedule. This year, join the Legion of Followers and enjoy past seasons of Game of Thrones, plus the premiere of Season 4 on April 6th on HBO. Don't miss out. Sign up for HBO and get free access to HBO On Demand.
A man dies in Yellow Elder. What police are saying tonight? The Bahamas Mortgage Corporation sheds light on homeowners in arrears. A man cleared of all charges related to the 2012 drowning of 6 women and 5 children. A Bahamian launches a tourism company in China, and how crime in the country is changing the role of social workers. We have those stories and more coming up tonight. Good Saturday evening, Bahamas. I'm Christina McNeil, and MB12 Weekend starts right now. Joining us. Police are investigating the stabbing death of a Yellow Elder man. The incident happened near his home around 3 this afternoon. Distraught family members looked on as the victim's body was placed in a hearse. Dana Smith has the details.
A 29-year-old man has already turned himself into police in connection with this afternoon's stabbing incident in Yellow Elder Gardens. Police say the victim died after he was stabbed multiple times during an altercation with another man at Graham Drive. When our news team arrived at the scene, the victim's body was on the ground in front of a local corner shop. Concerned neighbors and grieving relatives gathered at the murder scene.
The victim was here at Graham Drive along with some other men when he got involved in an altercation with another man, which resulted in him being stabbed multiple times about the body.
EMS personnel pronounced the victim dead on the scene as police conducted preliminary investigations. However, officials did not have to look very far for a suspect.
Shortly thereafter, a young man turned himself into the Grove Police Station, which is the South Central Division, and he's been held in connection with this matter.
Friends of the victim identified him as Jermaine Black, a local carpenter who was in his 30s. Although some people were reluctant to appear on camera, one man said he shared a drink with the victim minutes before he died. Others described him as an easygoing person. Another resident said his death came as a shock.
Yeah, that's a shock to me because I think I know him. I think I know who that is too on the floor. He was a nice gentleman and everything, but that's my first time in a long time seeing someone there on the floor out my yard, from my yard.
Dean appealed to members of the public to act smart and avoid altercations.
We want to use this opportunity to continue to talk to our people who get involved, particularly in altercations, to try to resist the temptation of producing knives or resulting in stabbing incidents, because what we find in some of our young men not thinking, sometimes they involve in alcohol, drugs, and as a result, they do some things that they regret later.
Police say they are still in the beginning stages of their investigation and will release more information about the matter in the future. From Yellow Elder Gardens for NB12 Weekend, I'm Dana Smith.
And there are still thousands of struggling homeowners across the country, despite the Progressive Liberal Party's campaign promise to assist them. Now, nearly 2 years since the PLP was elected to office, those national trends are being reflected in the statistics of the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation, where Chairman Alex Storr says more than 35% of customers are still delinquent in their mortgages.
The arrears are there just over 35%. And coming out of Christmas, that's when we normally tend to see a spike. So we did what we could do to try and control that spike during the Christmas, and we're getting the number to come back down now.
Traditionally, Storr says the corporation sees a spike in arrears following the Christmas holiday season. Last October, the BMC's arrears stood at just 33.5%. Store notes that the corporation continues to face the same challenges as other financial institutions, especially when it comes to working with customers who find themselves unable to keep up with payments.
We are still working on our arrears. We are getting the number to come down slowly but surely. But we're putting new programs in place to try and work on getting our customers to come in, let us know what's going on, and we can see how we can help or restructure their loans if we need to.
But he notes there continues to be a demand for housing in the country. He says the BMC also funds private loans, a sector that has seen growth over the past several years.
See, that's the biggest problem. If somebody doesn't let you know what type of trouble they're having, you can't help them, or you can't even tailor a program to help them. So I find that now that we're making the call, we have a PSA that's running on the news, on the radio stations, and as people hear, they're coming in and we're doing what we can do to help. Mortgage Corporation does funding for private homes as well. So while the government program is coming on stream, those houses are under construction right now. We have a lot of people coming in for private loans, foreclosed houses or other houses that they see advertised. And I think since 2012, we have written over 300 loans. And those are not included in the government's program.
The BMC continues to ask customers who are unable to pay the full amount of their mortgages to come in and speak with the corporation so a new payment arrangement can be worked out. Meantime, the opposition leader is also calling for the creation of a People Helping People program that would benefit those in mortgage arrears. He explains this hypothetical program would collect donations, with all the proceeds benefiting those who have defaulted on their mortgage payments, as well as anyone else who is in need. Minnis says he was inspired to create the initiative in part by the words of Deputy Leader Loretta Butler Turner, who has called for struggling homeowners to demonstrate against the government.
I watched my deputy the other day when she spoke, and she spoke with so much passion and emotion. She was hurt with the amount of people in this country that's hurting. And I go home, and every evening I listen to my wife, who also is hurt and moved by what's happening in this country. Let's embark on a national program, a People Helping People program. This would help those who are losing their homes. It would help those who cannot afford to buy grocery. So we'd have a barrel in every entity, a national program. And let's aim at trying to collect a minimum of $1 million. We should aim higher.
Minnis says this potential program should be run by an entity that is completely separate from any political party. He suggests the Nassau Guardian take a leading role.
But this program cannot be organized politically, because PLP are hurting, FNM are hurting, others are hurting, Bahamians are hurting, so it cannot be political. And that's why it has to be organized by a neutral entity, the Guardian.
Minnis says grocery stores, churches, and other businesses can also play a role by collecting money, adding local banks could even set up accounts to accept donations. Minnis says the country should no longer sit by as people suffer every day. Well, a Haitian man accused of playing a role in the drowning deaths of 11 Haitians back in 2012 has been cleared of all charges. Alphonse Edner was 43 when he was charged on 11 counts of abetment to manslaughter in connection with an alleged human smuggling operation near Abaco that left 6 women and 5 children dead. Prosecutors allege that Edner abandoned the passengers of the boat Cozy Time when it began taking on water off Crown Haven, North Abaco on June 10, 2012. The passengers were reportedly heading to Florida. He appeared before Supreme Court Justice Carolito Bethel Friday when he was acquitted of the charges. The suspected captain of that vessel still remains at large. Coming up, a Bahamian takes his vision global, kickstarting a business in Beijing, China.
At the beginning, there was quite a lot of skepticism about the whole thing. And
a little later, new crime trends affecting the role of social workers in the Bahamas. Find out more when MB12 Weekend returns.